Moon God Bonney, grant my wishes and make me true. Moon God Bonney. Yo, welcome back to Anime Outside the Box. Lately, my bills have been whooping my ass. I just wish I could be free. Today, we're going to be talking about Juri Bonney and her fruit's connection to the nika fruit. Stay tuned. Okay, so now, the Toshi Toshi no Mi. Let's talk about it. Better known as the age fruit, it gives Bonney the ability to freely alter her age at will. Not only does it do that, but we recently found out that it also gives her future-based abilities. And of course, I'm talking about her ability Distorted Future. We haven't seen the full capabilities of this ability yet, but what we have seen is completely insane. It's on another level. She can turn into Gear 5 just like Luffy, and Gear 5 is up here when it comes to power in One Piece right now. So if she can do things like that, I'm thinking of other things she might be able to do, other types of futures she might be able to see. And as we all know by now, our little Bonney is a child, which means her imagination is far superior to any adult. So now I want to go over a few futures that I think Bonney could end up seeing for herself in the future. Stick with me.
And since we are currently on Elbaf facing off against the God Knights, I want to go over them first. And I believe Bonney could possibly see herself as a future God Knight because of one ability that they have. And that's that restoration ability. They have the ability to recover from any attack. Sorry if I'm spoiling anybody right now, but yes, they do. They have the ability to recover from any attack. Usopp, in one of the latest chapters, he shot Gunko's top half off, and she recovered almost immediately. Well, actually, she did recover immediately. It was in the snap of a finger. If Bonney is able to see herself as a God Knight in the future, maybe she can obtain that ability, and we've never seen anything like that in One Piece before. So that would make her OP, man. Probably even stronger than she was in her Nika form if she's able to regenerate.
Now, I'm starting to think she can distort herself into any future. Maybe she can distort herself into a future where she sees herself as one of the Gorosei. She's able to turn into one of those big yokai monsters. That's very, 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 very devious and destructive. Also, the other day I was watching a Grand Line review video, and I seen that in that scene where she was chasing down Vegapunk and she got real buff and she knocked his golden years out of him. They say she distorted her future where she's seen herself with even more Buccaneer DNA. So if she can see herself with different types of DNA, maybe she can mimic Lunarian DNA. Maybe she can mimic Long Orb Tribe DNA. Like, depending on the circumstance she's in, she can see that future and it can help her out in the situation that she's in at the moment. Just something simple, like let's say she's too short and she needs to grab something off the highest shelf at the market. She sees herself as a Long Orb Tribe descendant in the future. Now she has long arms. Now she can reach it. You know what I mean?
I mean, the possibilities are really endless here. It seems like she can copy any devil fruit she wants to, but a limitation that I'd like to set on it with my headcanon is it could only be something she looks up to or something she wants to change into. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she wants to be Emu. She doesn't want to be Gorosei. But if she desires it, she can will it into existence. That's probably the secret behind her power.
Now, with all that being said, I do believe the fruit might have a time limit or already does have a time limit. Now, we're going to jump into some other things here because I believe not only does the fruit have the capability to distort Bonney herself, but she can distort other things around her as well. And that's where I want to tie it back into the Nika's fruit and Luffy's ability to pull like a bat and a ball out of nothing or goggles out of nothing. I feel like Bonney has the same ability, not the same ability, but something similar, right? Where she can distort reality around her, or maybe that's the awakened ability of her fruit. She can distort objects around her. So let's say, boom, she goes ahead, she grabs a cell phone. She's like, I want this cell phone to be a teapot. Boom, distort its future. Now it's a teapot. I think that's really, really cool. And I definitely see that being the awakening of her fruit. Not only can she age things, but now she can distort the reality of things as well.
Okay, so now with that comes a lot of speculation because lately in the One Piece community, we've been talking about the Straw Hats having to get stronger in order to face off against the God Knights and other strong opponents. With Bonnie's ability in play, she'll be able to distort the Straw Hats' futures and make them all stronger, maybe make them all go into Nika form to be able to fight. Spread Joy Boy's will across the whole crew, which is probably what they did 900 years ago to be able to compete against these yokai monsters. Stick with me, man.
Okay, so I want to brainstorm a few places where I think Bonney might have gotten her fruit from. One in my speculation, a big one in my speculation, would be God Valley. Her fruit was on God Valley during the incident, and when Kuma escaped, not only did he eat his fruit, save a bunch of people, but he also got away with Bonnie's fruit. And throughout his travels, he had a daughter. Most likely with the comparisons Oda's given us between Luffy and Bonney, they ended up eating their fruits in the same exact way. She probably ate it in a gluttonous situation. She was really hungry on the ship with Kuma or in the kingdom with Kuma. I forgot they weren't always pirates. She was really hungry one day. She came across the fruit and she just ended up eating it like a fat ass that she is. You know, just like Luffy, she was probably stress eating, anger eating. Who knows? I'll tell you who knows. Oda does. And will we ever find out? Of course we will. Probably in 5, 10 more years. I don't know. He's always lying about the end of One Piece. And that's why I fucking love you, Oda. Keep lying about the end of One Piece. If I die and One Piece isn't over yet, I lived a happy life.
Okay, but jokes aside, I also think Bonnie could have gotten her fruit in a different way. Also from her father, but in a different way. I think the fruit could have been the sacred treasure of not God Valley, not Marie's Raw, but of the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers could have been safeguarding this fruit for 900 years. Ever since the defeat of Joy Boy, he probably left this fruit and was like, this fruit and the fruit that I have, the Nika fruit, these two fruits will be detrimental in the demise of Imu and the Gorosei in the future. I need you to protect these fruits. I don't know who had the Nika fruit. It seems like the Nika fruit really protected itself and it didn't need anybody to protect it. But maybe he gave that fruit to the Buccaneers, said, hold on to this fruit, and then Bonnie ate it in a gluttonous way.
Okay, so let's say my speculations are correct. Either one of them. Either one of them. They might be right, they might be wrong, but let's just say they're right. That would mean Bonnie's fruit holds extreme significance in the end game of One Piece as a whole. So don't call me crazy when I say she the moon god and she got the moon god fruit, nigga. She got the moon god. Bonnie the moon god. Bonnie the moon god. It's Bonnie the moon god. It has to be. Okay. All right. I'll calm down. I'll calm down about it. But she's Bonnie the moon god.
And in comes the Greek goddess Rhea. In Greek mythology, Rhea is the mother of the gods, as well as the goddess of motherhood, fertility, childbirth, comfort, and good living. She is the daughter of Gaia and Uranus, two of the primordial gods who represent earth and sky respectively. Bonnie could have the mythical zone fruit type Rhea. Stick with me, man. She's a goddess of fertility, which has a lot to do with Bonnie's power. And she's tied to Uranus, the ancient weapon Uranus, the god Uranus. Come on.
I've been watching One Piece all my life. When Oda's putting something in my face, I know he's putting it in my face. He's drawing too many comparisons between Bonney and Luffy ever since we've met them in the Sabaody archipelago. They've been very, very similar. They both eat, they're gluttonous. They both would do anything for their crewmates, the people that they love. They both can distort reality with their fruits. She's an actual kid. Luffy has the mind of a kid. I think to obtain one of these god fruits, you have to be either completely pure of heart, the mind of a child, the heart of a child, or completely filled with darkness, somebody like Blackbeard. But we're gonna get into that next time. And on the Harley text in Elbaf, we find out that there's these multiple god fruits. Luffy's not the only one. We got a forest god, we got a moon god, I think we have a sea god, which could be Emu. There's multiple gods. If Bonney got her hands on that moon fruit, she's moon god Bonney, bro. At the end of the day, it's all up to your own head canon. Believe whatever the hell you want to believe about One Piece. But you're better off believing what I believe, because I know. This is Anime Outside the Box. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Don't get too high.